Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here, the Daily Mortgage Rate Update, the only place on the web where you guys get to be part of the conversation. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag another friend, share us in a group. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and click that thumbs up and subscribe. Remember, you can go ahead and sign up for our email lock advice free to your inbox each and every weekday morning, www.ratelockadvice.com, where you use this cool QR code. You can also sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. They're $7 a month. Can't beat them. You should join them. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans for Google and social media. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let's say hi to all of our live friends here. We got Mr. Ron Siegel on here telling us that today is National Avocado Day. National Avocado Day. Do you like your guacamole? I'm always a little weird with the green foods, but guacamole's okay. I don't love it. I'll eat it. I know avocado is a good fat, though. Wish I did like it a little bit more. Good morning, Ms. Megan Lindberg. Great to have you here. Who else we got here? Mr. Michael Love. Great to see you here. Mike Morano. How you doing, my man? Hope all is well. Hope married life is treating you well. Tim Kyla out there in Michigan. Great to see you, sir. James Mahan. Wonderful to have you. Robert Bashir's back in Florida. Great to have you here, my friend, and hope you are doing well these days. Congratulations. I think you just had your anniversary not too long ago. Congratulations on that. Megan is a avocado fan. Are you? You love avocados. Tim, not so much. Not an avocado fan. Kim Mason, good morning. Mike said tableside guac rocks. Zell, good morning. Zell Rayleigh, great to have you here as well. All right, y'all. Let's get into the good stuff. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let's see what we got going on this morning here. Mortgage-backed securities are starting the day off pretty well. We are up 6 basis points to start the day. We're going to already be better than where we started the day yesterday with rate sheets. Rate sheets are going to be improved. Down here, take a look at this 5-day chart here. And you can see that yesterday around 10 a.m. when more lenders come out with pricing, we're around 101.08. We're at around 101.25 now, about 20 basis points higher. That means we're already going to see some really nice rate sheets. Using Mortgage News Daily as a reference point, 6.80 being the best we have seen in the last 30 days, which is why we have been saying to go ahead and float. We have been saying it again and again and again and again. So rate sheets today already a bit better to start the day. The real fun, though, of course, comes this afternoon. Reprice risk on the day is high. Why is it going to be high? No, we don't want that. We want this. And we want to get rid of that. All right. Reprice risk on the, now let me click this again. Reprice risk on the day is high, but it should be for the better. Expect the biggest reaction during Powell's press conference. So we're going to get 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to get the Fed policy statement. Markets already expecting that the Fed will not tweak the rates at this meeting. We will not see a rate hike, of course, and we will not see a rate cut. Expectations are that things will hold very solid. We can expect the biggest reaction to be during Powell's press conference. That starts at 2:30. Generally, we see the biggest market reaction around 3:15 p.m. Eastern time. All right. And that's generally where we're going to be. The outlook remains rates will improve today and get another boost on Friday. So let me switch to this screen. Every time I switch these screens, I got to switch the comments here, which is kind of annoying. Let me pop this on like this one. Pop it to the rock. Pop it to, no, there you go. Okay. Let me get rid of these little backgrounds behind it here. All right. So the main thing to note here is the Fed is expected to hold rates steady and signal a September rate cut. Now, it is very unlikely that in their policy statement, the Fed or in his press conference, Powell will come out and say a September hike is likely. However, when we take a look at markets are pricing in the expectation of a July cut, non-existent, right? There's a tiny outlier, but it's not really anything that's expected. However, once we get to September, we take a look at those September cuts. There is almost a 90% expectation that will be at least one rate cut. And there's an outlier that it would be a larger rate cut from 1/4 point to a half a point. No expectation of 3/4 of a point at all. Very unlikely the Fed would open up with a half a point rate cut. We would have to see some really, really big letdowns in jobs data and big drops in inflation between now and then the September meeting in order to go to that half point. I don't think we'll see a lot of change here, right? However, as we get into the November meeting, that's going to be the big expectation. Remember what I said, politics not playing a role in this at all. Put that to the side. Politics not there. So even still, this is November 7th meeting, which is actually on a Thursday. It'll be 2 days after the election. So that will have all been done. Only the September meeting can be done before the election. And again, this is not being done to help a Democratic candidate. This is being done because markets believe the Fed is going to be forced to make that move based on what we're seeing with labor market data, what we're seeing with other signs of the economy. So the November meeting, though, the expectation, about a 30% expectation that it will hold steady. We may see this drop. If we see this drop and we see an increase in expectation of more rate cuts to come in September, that's going to help rates improve a little bit here. Also, where we go in December. Expectation right now that there would be 2 cuts between now and the end of the year, about a third of the market, right? But 60% believe we're going to see 3 rate cuts or bigger rate cuts. So we will be down 3/4 of a point, and that we're going to continue to see that as we go into January and February. So again, the outlook today, rates are going to improve today. They're going to improve tomorrow. You'll see some reprices better today, and you'll likely see better rate sheets tomorrow, right? We're not talking huge. Maybe an eighth of a point, maybe a quarter point, depending on what Powell comes out and says, how markets react to it. What are the chances that we get a surprise and markets actually react negatively? It's very low. This is a train. Markets are not going to be swayed. They believe that we're going to see a rate cut in September. Nothing that Powell says is going to change their mind. Unless Powell were to come out and say there is emphatically no way the Fed is going to cut rates in September, which he's not going to do, then markets are not going to be swayed. So I'm really not worried about this meeting hurting us. Now, Friday, when we get to the jobs data, that's going to be a different story. We'll talk about that more tomorrow after we talk about what was said here, what the expectation is going into that. We'll talk more about the Friday jobs report tomorrow as we get here. But taking a look at this stuff, y'all, I believe we are in a very good situation. And I think we want to continue, as it says down at the bottom, cautiously float anything that's closing in the next couple of weeks or risk averse. But you definitely want to be floating. And we're going to continue floating anything that closes 15 to 30 and 30 plus days out. I would be floating that into Friday, regardless of what happens today. There's no way I'm locking those loans right now. Anything that's closing in the next, 3+ weeks, there's no way I would be locking that. So keep that up, my friends. That is basically what we got going on. Take a look at the article here. Fed expected to hold rates and signal September cut. Officials will probably nod to slowing inflation in the statement. Powell likely be pressed on outlook for the labor market. We had ADP data this morning came in showing a little bit of a slower job market than expected. That's why a little bit of why you're getting an improvement this morning. But take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield, by the way. Let me refresh this so we can get that to turn over. Again, right now, mortgage bonds up 6 basis points to start the day. We are in a good situation. Want to definitely continue to go ahead and float. Take a look at that 10-year Treasury yield down to 4.10. 4.10. That is the lowest that we have seen since back here in February, right? We have not seen 4.10. Did we barely? Yep, here we go. Barely touched it in March. We barely kind of got there in March right here with some of those low points. So yeah, we did. So I take that back. We did touch it a little bit in March. That's where we are back down to. I think we'll see it actually go down. Can the 10-year break into the 3s? We would need to see this Fed meeting go really well. We would need the trifecta. We're going to need to see the jobs data on Friday really show some weakness, and we would need to see inflation on the CPI on the 14th to really go down in order to see the 10-year Treasury yield drop into the 3s. I don't think we're going to be there yet, but we could be there in August. So rates continue to go down. Right now, again, using Mortgage News Daily as a reference point, 6.8 or basically 6 7/8, maybe 6 3/4, right? I think we could see it drop down to about 6.5. We're, we can't ask for a better move than this. We're not seeing huge drops. It minimizes EPO risk. I think we're going to see it stepping down as we go through the next few months. So keep that all on there. ADP report, private sector increased by 122,000 jobs in July. Annual pay was up 4.8%. Yeah. All right, my friends. So Mike said, I have a loan to lock today. Hold on. Let me see where that comment is. I have a loan to lock today. 30 seconds later, pricing will improve. You're welcome. Exactly. Isn't that always the case? However, I definitely wouldn't lock it until after the Fed meeting. See if you could reprice better. Possibly if you can push it off till tomorrow morning if you don't see a reprice better. But let's see how the day goes today. Hey, Pat Tenney, haven't seen you in a long time. Great to see you here. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Hope your world is doing well. Hope your husband's doing well. So, all right, Gail, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks again for joining me today. Appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. We will talk about what's going on with that happy Fed and all that good stuff. And we will go from there. All right, my friends. And by the way, today's a good day. If you're not, sign up for our text alerts. Let me throw those up there for you, the QR code. We'll be sending out text alerts this afternoon to keep everybody posted on what's going on with the Fed meeting. So I will go ahead and leave with that.